On the 21st of February 2025, 38-year-old Success Izekor called her senior sister around 10 p.m. asking her to come to her place if she saw a car at that time of the night. The senior sister waited for a long time since it was late at night and there weren't a lot of commercial vehicles on the road. After waiting for a long while, she decided to call her sister, Success, but to her greatest surprise, her line was said to be switched off. This was quite surprising because she had just spoken to her sister a couple of minutes ago. She tried calling her several times, but the response remained the same. After waiting for a long while, without seeing any vehicle to drive her to her sister's house, she decided to go home and then visit Success the next day. On the morning of the next day, the senior sister left for Success's house. However, on getting there, she realized that the gate to the compound was locked, and it also appeared as though there was nobody at home. Little did she know that what was locked inside the compound was something that would shatter her heart into 1,000 pieces. Since Success was a businesswoman and she had a store at the market, the sister assumed that she may have left home early for the market. She decided to check on her sister at her store in the market. However, on getting there, she was met with yet another unusual sight. The door to her sister's store was still locked, which meant that she wasn't at the market. She kept trying Success's phone number, but the line was still switched off. Now, this was when something weird happened, which would later turn to be very heartbreaking. Success's husband, Kelvin Izekor, visited his wife's family house to report to them that Success was missing. The family was alarmed by this news, and everyone sprang into action. The family members called everyone they believed would have information on Success's whereabouts, but disappointingly, none of them could provide any useful clue to her current location. What the poor family didn't know was that their trusted brother-in-law was deliberately sending them on a wild goose chase so that he would have the opportunity to carry out the plan he had laid in place together with his mother. While his wife's family was busy searching for their presumed missing daughter, Kelvin saw this as the perfect distraction to fully cover his tracks after committing an unthinkable crime. He was alleged to have connived with his mother to hire a bus which he would use to transport his supposedly missing wife out of the apartment. He waited till evening before leading the bus driver to his house at number 50, Upper Mission Extension, Benin City, Edo State, Nigeria. Unfortunately for him, the compound where he lived with his newly married wife, Success, had other tenants in it. The building had a gate, and it turned out that the main gate, which is usually open for cars to gain entry into the compound, was locked, and the key was kept by one of the tenants in the building. Kelvin was said to have gone in search of the key to the main gate, which would allow the bus to drive into the compound, thereby making it easy to evacuate his supposedly missing wife without anyone in the compound noticing. Meanwhile, during the day, the tenants in the compound had been perceiving a foul odor, but they couldn't trace the origin of the bad smell, and as such, they didn't make a big deal out of it. If only they knew the kind of shocker that was waiting to unfold before their very eyes that Saturday evening. When Kelvin approached one of his neighbors, who was said to be a chemist, to request the key to the main gate, the neighbor asked why he needed the key. This was when Kelvin revealed to him that his wife had passed away and that he brought a bus to carry the body. The neighbor was surprised because no one in the compound knew about his wife's death. The neighbor also thought that it was quite unusual for him to be the only one coming to carry her body, since none of Success's family members were with him. It was alleged that Kelvin went for the evacuation with his mother and that he never informed Success's family about her sudden death. The neighbor raised an alarm, which attracted the youths in the area. Kelvin was apprehended and then asked to open the door so that they could see his wife. After he opened the door, his claim was sadly confirmed by everyone. However, the difference was that it wasn't a natural death, as he had initially made it sound. It was a murder committed by him. Success had multiple injuries on her body, which showed that she was attacked with a hammer. What was witnessed inside the room that night was so dreadful that everyone got seriously angry and attempted to execute instant justice on Kelvin. Luckily for him, one of the tenants quickly alerted the police, who rushed down to the scene to intervene. The angry youths were unrelenting as they were determined to deliver instant justice to Kelvin, but the police did just enough to calm the situation and take Kelvin into custody. Success's body was evacuated from the bedroom and then taken to the mortuary. While all this was going on, Success's family had no idea that their daughter was no longer alive. It was on the evening of the next day that her elder sister received a call from her daughter asking her if what she had heard about her aunt was true. The confused mother asked her what she had been hearing. That was when the daughter revealed to her that people in the market had been calling to inform her that her aunt, Success Izekor, was dead. It was around that moment that her mom began receiving phone calls from people informing her about her sister's tragic death. What broke her heart the most was when she realized that the suspect in the brutal murder of her only sister was the same person who came to announce to them that Success was missing, deceiving them into chasing shadows while he made plans to secretly evacuate her sister's body. Success had been married to Kelvin for just 8 months before he allegedly ended her life. The two of them got married on the 29th of June, 2024. Just like every marriage ceremony, people danced and celebrated with the couple, not knowing that about 8 months from that very day, they would wish the marriage never happened that Saturday. Success Izekor was a businesswoman. She was described by many as a calm, peaceful, and very quiet person. She wasn't the violent type, nor was she the kind of person who would start a fight. Success has been described as a peaceful person by way too many people for it to be an exaggeration. At the time of her death, she was 4 months pregnant, which makes the tragic fate she suffered not just undeserving, but very painful. Kelvin was also a businessman. He owned a fish pond and was described by many people as a calm, quiet, and very playful person. People who knew him recounted several instances where they saw him going to the market to buy food for his fish. His lively and playful nature made the news of his brutal action on his wife very shocking and hard to believe. It may surprise you to know that this may not have been the first time Kelvin had attempted something of this nature. A source who seems to know Kelvin alleged that he had been married before and that he also abused his first wife. However, unlike Success, the first wife was lucky to end the marriage and save her life. The tragedy that befell Success did not just happen out of the blue. The signs were always there, but for some reason, she didn't have the courage to walk away. Kelvin had been using Success as his punching bag long before they even got married. Neighbors have recounted several instances where they witnessed Kelvin assaulting his wife. He even went as far as cutting her palm with a cutlass. To most people, this would have been the ultimate sign to end the marriage. But for some reason, poor Success was not brave enough to take that step. Her inability to leave her toxic marriage did not only cost her life, but also the life of her unborn child. Not much is known about the genesis of their marital troubles, but according to popular reports from friends and families, it is believed that trouble started when Kelvin saw Success with her sister's child. Kelvin had accused Success of being the mother of the child and disguising it as her sister's child. It took the intervention of Success's sister to make Kelvin believe that the child was hers and that she only left her with Success because she traveled out of town. After this particular allegation was settled, Kelvin was said to have come across the Facebook account of another woman who resembled Success. The woman also had a child, whom Kelvin alleged to have been Success's child. This particular allegation was also settled, and normalcy returned to their relationship. It is currently not known what led to the fight that resulted in the tragedy of that Saturday night. Regardless of whatever happened between them, taking a person's life should never have been an option. Another shocking thing about this case is the fact that Kelvin is currently claiming to be mentally unstable. He claimed he wasn't in his right state of mind when he committed the heinous act. It has also been reported that he had been taken to the hospital for medical evaluation by the police. If it is proven that he was truly mentally unstable, he stands a high chance of being set free. A lot of people who know him are currently angry about his claim of mental instability. Even his wife's family are shocked that he came up with such a tactic to evade justice. We hope Success gets the justice she deserves. If you want to see the video of Success on the day she was discovered, check the link in the description to watch it on our Telegram channel. I must say that this case is currently under active investigation, and as more details emerge, you will be promptly updated. In line with this, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel so that you will be notified when an update is available. Thank you for watching and stay safe.